If you are selling a home in Dallas, staging is one of those topics where people either overspend or they do nothing and tell themselves the market will figure it out. And I want to be really clear. Staging is not about decorating. It's about buyer psychology. It's about removing uncertainty. It's about turning a listing from a house I saw online into one I can picture myself living in. And today, we're going to compare physical staging versus virtual staging, and we're going to talk about the most expensive option of all, which is doing nothing, because that's usually where sellers lose the most money without realizing it. In Dallas, buyers scroll listings the way they scroll Instagram. That's not an insult, it's reality. Your home has to win online first. If it doesn't win online, it doesn't get showings. If it doesn't get showings, it doesn't get offers. So we're going to give you a clean framework when physical staging is worth it, when virtual staging is worth it, and when a hybrid approach is best. And how to think about the ROI without getting emotional or getting talked into unnecessary spending. I'm Mark Meras, and along with my business partner Kyle Kreick, we are the co-founders of Paragon Realty Advisors in Uptown Dallas. By the end of this video, you'll know what staging approach fits your home type, your price band, and your timeline, so you can stop guessing and stop wasting money. Here's a Paragon staging scorecard. We judge staging decisions on three things: money, speed, and trust. Money means, does this reduce discounting and improve your net proceeds? Speed means, does this compress days on the market improve your first week momentum? And trust means, does a listing create confidence or does it create disappointment when buyers see it in person? Because the fastest way to lose an offer is to make buyers feel tricked. Now, before we compare physical and virtual, let's talk about the baseline that sellers ignore, the cost of doing nothing. Doing nothing feels free, but it's not free. The cost just shows up later in a different form. If your house is vacant and you do nothing, rooms look smaller, echoey, and less inviting. Buyers don't fill it in mentally, as well as sellers think they will. They just feel uncertainty. If your home is occupied and you do nothing, you risk clutter, personal items, mismatched furniture, and busy visuals that make the home feel smaller and harder to understand. And the real cost of that is simple: fewer showings, weaker first week momentum, and more price pressure. Because when buyers don't feel certainty, they protect themselves by offering less. Sellers often say, we don't want to spend money on staging. And then 3 weeks later, they spend more money through price reductions and concessions when they have less leverage. So the Paragon rule is this: if you're going to spend money, spend it up front to win the first 10 days, not later when the listing is stale. Now let's talk physical staging, because when it works, it's the highest trust option. But it's not always necessary. Physical staging works for one big reason. It helps buyers understand scale, flow, and purpose immediately. It removes the question, will my life fit here? Physical staging is strongest in a few situations. First, vacant homes. If the home is empty, staging creates warmth and helps buyers see how rooms connect. Second, open concept layouts. Staging creates zones so buyers understand living, dining, and work from home possibilities. Third, higher price points where buyer expectations are higher and presentation is part of the product. And fourth, awkward rooms, a long living room, a strange nook, a formal dining space that buyers don't know how to use. Staging solves confusion. But here's where sellers overspend, staging every room like a magazine spread. You don't need that. The goal is not perfection, the goal is clarity. If you stage anything, stage the rooms that drive emotion and value, such as the living room, primary bedrooms, and the key secondary space, either dining, office, or flex room depending on the home. And if the home is occupied, you don't always need full staging. Sometimes the best staging is simply decluttering, removing oversized furniture, and adding a few strategic pieces to simplify the story. Now, virtual staging. This is the one everyone wants because it's cheaper and faster, and it can work, but it comes with a trust tax if you do it wrong. Virtual staging is basically a marketing tool to win the online battle. It can increase clicks, increase time on a listing, and help buyers visualize how a room could function. And when it's done correctly, it's absolutely useful, especially for vacant homes where empty rooms photograph badly. But the catch is trust. If the virtual staging is unrealistic, if it changes scale, if it hides flaws, or if it creates a fantasy home, buyers will feel disappointed in person. And disappointed buyers don't write strong offers. They write discounts. So here's a Paragon rule for virtual staging. It must be realistic, consistent, and disclosed. Realistic means normal furniture scale, normal decor, no luxury fantasy that the house doesn't support. Consistent means you're not staging one room like a penthouse and the other like a starter home. And disclosed means you're not trying to trick buyers. You're trying to help them visualize. When virtual staging is used ethically, it can be a strong ROI tool because it wins attention online without requiring a truckload of furniture. So what's the best answer for most sellers? It's not physical or virtual. It's a hybrid plan that optimizes online clicks and in-person conversion. For most Dallas sellers, the best ROI approach is hybrid. If the home is vacant, you can virtually stage the photos to win online and physically stage one or two key rooms if needed for in-person impact. If the home is occupied, you can clean and declutter first, then you do touch staging, removing bulky pieces, simplifying decor, maybe add a few neutral items so the house reads clean and spacious in photos. The hybrid approach is about getting the benefits of both approaches, online appeal and in-person trust. And here's the last point sellers need to understand. Staging doesn't always raise the price. Often it reduces discounting. It protects your net by increasing uncertainty and urgency. In a normal market, that can be the difference between a strong offer in week one and a slow listing that bleeds price over time. Before we close, let's go through some commonly asked questions we receive often. First, do buyers care about staging? Yes, because buyers care about how a home feels and whether it looks move-in ready. Second, is staging worth it under $500,000? Sometimes. The more competition you have, the more presentation matters. Third, is virtual staging misleading? It can be if you use it to deceive. If you use it to clarify function and you disclose it, it's a legitimate marketing tool. Fourth, what's the number one staging move? Declutter and deep clean. It's the cheapest ROI win. And fifth, what if we do nothing? Then you're betting that the buyer will mentally stage it for you, and most buyers won't. They just keep scrolling. If you are interested in finding out how staging would fit into your specific situation, we'll recommend a staging plan for your home, physical, virtual, or hybrid, based on your price band and competition set. The frameworks we discussed today aren't just theories, they are the tools we use to guide our clients through the noise and protect their financial futures. Book a no pressure, no obligation consultation with us at www.paragondfw.com. If you found this video helpful, make sure you give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button and notification bell, and you will have access to all current and future content. And finally, leave us a comment. We read every one. Thank you for watching this video, and we look forward to seeing you in the next one. All the best.